The 6 o'clock news starts right now.
Higher fines for people who break the drought rules, new hours for watering your lawns, and closing a loophole on drip irrigation.
These are all steps the San Antonio water system wants to put into place this summer. Garrett Berger talked with the conservation officer at SAWS about what it could mean for you.
San Antonio has had a few years of drought. And while SAWS has rules that are meant to conserve water, it says those measures aren't working as well as it wants. So the utility is considering some updates.
For the vast majority of people out there, nothing really changes. We're still talking about once-a-week rules.
First, increasing penalties for larger and repeat violators of drought restrictions and putting those penalties as fees on their bills rather than as citations, so customers outside San Antonio can't avoid them like they can now. Plus, hitting the heaviest water users with a new surcharge before SAWS resorts to ordering everyone pull back to watering just twice a month.
So we think a logical alternative is to have a new stage 3 that imposes a high use surcharge only on the top 5% users, asks them to rein it in a bit.
SAWS also wants to shift watering hours to earlier in the morning and later at night to help conserve power during peak evening hours, and start inspecting new irrigation systems to make sure they're up to snuff. Well, there's one proposal that's apt to cause the most outcry.
That has been the toughest conversation, is drip irrigation.
Drip irrigation systems, which are different than soaker hoses, are more and more popular, and they don't have the same restrictions on use that sprinklers have. But SAWS thinks it's time they do.
That word drip, that just makes it sound like it doesn't put out any water. That's the part that's not true. It can have an efficiency benefit. It just doesn't need to run longer or more often.
The SAWS board heard the ideas today, but had some concerns, including on drip irrigation. They won't vote until next month, or possibly a special session before then. The City Council will also vote on the changes, which at the earliest could start going into effect in early July. Garrett Berger, KSAT 12 News.
In other news tonight, San Antonio police are searching for a man who helped rob an armored truck with 2 other suspects. According to SAPD, that truck was robbed right there on Walsham Road around 1 o'clock this afternoon. Police then tracked the armed suspects to a neighborhood right on Morning Drive in Shirts. Right now, police say that they have a man and a woman in custody. Police say they're looking for another man in this case. We're told that police did recover the money and the truck.
Tonight, San Antonio police have arrested a man who allegedly shot at a 19-year-old during a fight. SAPD telling us that 42-year-old Victor Castro Aponte is being charged with aggravated assault with a deadly weapon and failure to identify to a peace officer. That shooting happened around noontime last Wednesday on San Pedro, just down the street from the Migrant Resource Center. According to SAPD, the 2 men got into a fight. Castro Aponte left in a vehicle, but then he returned and shot the victim in the back, allegedly. That victim taken to the hospital in critical condition. Castro Aponte is currently in the Bexar County Jail and does have an ICE retainer.
Now, Bexar County Sheriff's deputies are working to reunite some stolen items with their rightful owners. They say that they found stolen construction equipment and cars at a home in far south Bexar County. This was at the end of a street called Campside Road, just a few miles from I-37 and Mathis Road. Deputies say they were following a signal from a device on a stolen generator this morning when they found all that other stuff that you see right there loaded up. They detained 2 people, but at this point it's unclear whether those people are suspects in this case.
A former BCSO lieutenant has just won a settlement with the county after she lost her job for posting selfies outside of the U.S. Capitol during that 2021 riot. The attorney for Roxanne Mathai says that she received $365,000 as part of her settlement. It comes a year and a half after she filed a lawsuit in federal court in San Antonio, accusing the county and Bexar County Sheriff Javier Salazar of violating her right to free speech. Mathai was fired for rules violations, including conduct unbecoming an officer and failing to report crimes. We've reached out to Sheriff Javier Salazar for comment on that big settlement. He tells us, quote, the termination in this case was done within policy and was upheld by an arbitrator. The decision to issue a settlement was made outside of the BCSO, and there was no wrongdoing on the part of the administration, and I stand by our actions, unquote.
A 20-year-old man learns his fate after he was sentenced for his role in the death of a friend during a drug deal. Back in February of 2023, Dorian Rivera arranged to buy drugs on social media from another person. He conspired with his friend, Joe Bonilla, to show up to the drug deal and then rob the dealer by using a gun. However, that dealer shot and killed Bonilla during the attempted robbery. Rivera's defense asked the judge for a lesser sentence, saying that he was young and his drug addiction was to blame.
And that's the problem. When he's under the influence of drugs, he's dangerous to the community. That's the problem. I'm sympathetic to people with drug problems, but not when they become dangerous to the community while they're under the influence.
Rivera was sentenced to 20 years, and he will not be able to appeal that sentence.
On behalf of mothers everywhere, please let the humidity drop. For Mother's Day, at least.
That I can deliver. For Friday and Saturday mostly, though. So pre-Mother's Day. Yeah, it's something, right? It is something. So as we get to Friday, Saturday, humidity is going to drop. You'll notice some changes. This evening, still very humid, very sticky air. Dew points low to mid 70s. Will be 84 degrees for the air temp at 10 o'clock, midnight 79. Some fog and drizzle after midnight and for the morning commute tomorrow with all this humidity and mugginess in the air. You look at the satellite imagery and the clouds really stuck around for a while locally, and now we've got these high clouds rolling overhead. There has been talk of a small chance of a thunderstorm this afternoon and early evening. I give it maybe a 10% chance at best, but nothing on authority radar. Don't worry about anything this evening. We'll keep an eye out for it, in the rare event it develops, we'll let you know. We're going to talk more about the cold front that hits late Thursday in a bit.
Ooh, but Adam, you just mentioned the commute, and we want to talk about what's happening outside right now. This is I-35 at Maine. There are a few little traffic spots here. If you look at the lower lane there, the one on the left, yeah, that's going really slowly. It looks like 2 lanes there going painfully slow right now. 605 right now. Looks like the upper lanes are the ones to try.
Happening right now, KSAT hosting a phone bank. It's to answer your questions about Next Gen TV. You can call 210-351-1363 right now. You have until 7 o'clock tonight. KSAT made that switch yesterday afternoon. If you or you know someone who's having some issues with the switch, have them reach out to us. The people who are taking their calls have been answering the phones all day long, and they have answers for you. We will be here again throughout the evening. If you can't call, though, you can also find some help online. If you scan this QR code, it's going to take you to a section of our website, which is dedicated totally to Next Gen TV.
All right, now foster care and support, those technically end when a child turns 18. And if that child chooses not to extend care and doesn't have a mentor or a program to continue helping them, they can be vulnerable to dangerous situations.
But the care for these young people doesn't have to end at 18. Courtney Freeman with a young woman's example of how aging out can sometimes be a launch pad to success.
I wanted to do it on my own, but I wasn't really capable of it. I needed the help.
19-year-old Elizabeth bounced around the foster care system since she was 2 and aged out over a year ago.
In our minds, it's like, what can get worse from here? We've been through the most. We've made it through that. So, we got it from here.
Is that a dangerous mindset, though, for some people?
I think it is, but I think it's the only mindset we know growing up.
They end up homeless at a homeless shelter, possibly trafficked, and just really struggling on that next phase of their life if they don't have the supports in place that they need.
Sherelle Herber is the program director of specialty at foster care organization SJRC Texas and its placement wing called Belong. Her team starts educating foster kids as young as 14 about their options when they age out, which includes a list of programs.
We're working on them with transportation, budgeting, communication, relationship building, making sure that we have healthy relationships, making those good decisions.
Basic adult life skills many foster kids never get to learn. Elizabeth knew her options and decided to do extended foster care, which supports her up to 21 years old. It funds 4 years of college and sometimes housing with the supervised independent living program.
The extended care program I'm in requires you to work and go to school.
She's going to St. Philip's to eventually become a NICU nurse, and she works at a daycare. She wants younger foster kids to know that could be them too.
There's nothing they can't do. We've been through the most and we made it here.
Courtney Friedman, KSAT 12 News.
So if you're interested in fostering, to adopt, or just want to ask questions about fostering, on May 14th, we're going to be holding a phone bank with SJRC Texas and Belong. That phone bank is going to be from noon to 7.
Here, grab my leg. Catch your breath. Catch your breath. Come on, dog. Okay. You good? Yeah.
Over to Houston now, where a police officer rescued that man and 3 dogs who were on a jet ski. Marine Unit Officer H. Scott found the man who you just saw 8 to 10 feet of water in a trailer park near the San Jacinto River. Officer Scott rescued the man and his dog and then went into the water to rescue the man's 2 other dogs. Amazingly, everyone made it to safety. Houston police say that everybody's also doing fine.
Incredible. That frightening surge of opioid overdoses and fentanyl poisoning in Austin last week, resulting in some new arrests. 5 people will now face newly strengthened drug charges, including potentially murder. So far, the suspects were arrested for either possession or delivery of crack cocaine, which also tests positive for fentanyl. According to the warrant, Austin police responded to more than 75 calls for opioid overdoses in a 72-hour period. At least 7 deaths are being investigated in connection with these drugs. The suspects have not yet entered pleas.
So happening later on this week, Doc Talk. It's a segment here that we have where we take your medical questions, we bring them to local answers who get you answers. If you're interested, scan that QR code, and that's how you can send in questions that we would then relay to the doctors. Doc Talk airs every Thursday on the news at 6:30. So today in KSAT Explains, we're going to talk about tipping. You know, you've seen those screens at checkout where the cashier flips it around, gives you some tip options. And here's why that's sometimes confusing, maybe even a little frustrating.
There are some opportunities that we don't need to tip, but we're often asked if we want to tip.
Okay, so what do you do? Well, we're going to break down advice on when you should tip and when to just ignore that pressure. Plus, how do those digital kiosks actually work? It's KSAT Explains, and we're going to show it to you at 6:30 tonight.
Later after the break, a tornado destroying a town in Oklahoma. We're going to take a look at the devastation left behind from last night's storms. Next.
Also, TikTok now pushing back after lawmakers filed a lawsuit to potentially ban the app in the U.S. How the social media company is responding, that is coming up.
And taking a quick look outside with live cam. It doesn't look like it now, but a cold front's on the way in a couple of days. Meteorologist Adam Cassidy is going to have the full forecast after the break. TikTok pushing back against a law that could ban that app in the U.S. Today, TikTok's parent company in China, ByteDance, filed a petition alleging that the law is unconstitutional. The company said the law blocks free speech. It prevents users from accessing lawful information. This comes after President Joe Biden signed legislation last month that would ban the social media platform in the U.S. entirely, unless, that is, the company sells it to a non-Chinese entity by January of 2025. Shortly thereafter, TikTok CEO said the company won't sell and will fight in the courts to stay online in the U.S.
So now take a look at this. A tornado ripping its way through Barnstall, Oklahoma last night. That's along the northeastern part of that state. The mayor of that town says at least 1 person is dead. 30 to 40 homes were damaged. About 24 people just don't have any homes right now. Down power lines, gas leaks, debris, making roadways very dangerous even at this hour. Only emergency and first responders have been able to get through to that town. Last night's tornado, by the way, was the second time that town has seen one in just over a month.
Wow, what are the chances?
Yeah.
I was really happy, though, to hear, Adam, that we're not going to have another night of that, hopefully.
No, not there. The severe weather threat has spread eastward into Indiana and Ohio, but not in Oklahoma, not in the Central Plains.
They need a break.
Yeah, they do need a break. But it's that time of year where in Tornado Alley, which is Oklahoma, that we see these strong and severe thunderstorms that can sometimes have the big tornadoes. Getting hotter around here, but staying just as humid. That brings in the heat index for the next few days. A cold front arrives late on Thursday, and that's going to drop the temperature and sweep away the humidity for a few days thereafter. Let's start with a look at our storm chances going forward here. And notice tomorrow a 10% chance. By Thursday, we're at 20% with that cool front that's moving in, and then 20 to 30% into this upcoming weekend. And right now, although still slim, odds favor Sunday a little bit more for some pop-up showers or brief thunderstorms, just at 30%. So here's the big picture. A lot of cloud cover hanging around throughout the day today, inhibiting the realization of some of our instability out there. And we don't have any big, large-scale forcing mechanism like a cold front or even upper-level energy. All the activity, you see it swirling here in the upper Midwest, basically the northern plains, and then stretching eastward with these frontal boundaries into the Great Lakes region. Along that cold front, that's where we have the severe weather threat today in Indiana and parts of Kentucky, stretching into Ohio as well. That's the action. Around here, a separate cold front will bring us the changes by Friday and into the upcoming weekend. Rainfall potential going forward over the next 7 days. Notice it really favors East Texas again. And I think most of this is going to be coming on Thursday as the cool front drops southward. Most of that rain in East Texas, again, we could get clipped by a little bit around here Thursday. And then again, a little bit of shower activity Saturday and Sunday, but mainly just gray in the sky for this weekend. All right, let's talk temperatures. Some changes coming our way. Now, notice we've been well above average. Our morning today, 75. That's a good 11 degrees above average, and it's been this way for several days. Our high temperature of 89, that's 5 degrees above average. And we made it to 101 in Del Rio, made it to 90 Cotulla, Carrizo Springs, 87 Uvalde, 90 in Hondo. Expect widespread 90s on the map tomorrow. Starting the day 7 a.m., we're back in the mid-70s at 74. With the high humidity, some patchy fog. By noon, we're up to 85 degrees, clearing out a little bit. We'll break free from the clouds a little sooner tomorrow. But that'll help boost our temperature to 95 for the high. We hit that at 4 and 5 p.m. Here's the kicker, though. When you factor in this very high humidity, it's going to feel like 102. Actual air temperature, Carrizo Springs, 104. Del Rio, 105. That would be a record by 2 degrees. Should it verify? We'll update you tomorrow by 5 p.m. We'll have that answer. Von Ormy, Castroville, 99, 97 Lavernia and Timberwood Park, 93 tomorrow. But check this out. If you want a break from the heat and mugginess, Friday, 84, Saturday and Sunday below average with a high temperature of only 80 degrees. Not only that, all this mugginess in the air will get swept away. There's some drier air out there that's going to push our way, and it's going to make it here by Friday and Saturday. We'll get a brief little break from this mugginess, and it's that time of year the break from humidity is brief. I stress brief. It's back by Sunday. But also that lack of mugginess will lead to some cooler mornings a little below average, particularly Saturday morning down to 60, a bit of a break.
Thank you so much, Adam.
So we thought that Wemby was going to be up for 2 awards. He got 1.
Yes, he got 1, and he was already in the making of history because of that. A top 3 finalist for Rookie of the Year and Defensive Player of the Year. He won Rookie of the Year in a landslide, but it's Rudy Gobert winning his 4th Defensive Player of the Year award. Over at East Central High School, 4 female student athletes signed their letters of intent to compete at the college level. Hear from them right after the break.
Anderson back to Towns. They stuck with it. And they're letting them play at both ends here now, right? Now, was something thrown on the court here?
That was a heat pack. That came from the bench. That was a heat pack for sure.
It's inexcusable and dangerous. Certainly can't allow that to happen.
Should Nuggets Jamal Murray be suspended for throwing a heating pack on the court in big board sports? The Minnesota Timberwolves 7'1" French big man made history this evening. Gobert was named the NBA's Defensive Player of the Year for a record-tying fourth time. French centers went 1-2 in the voting. Rookie of the Year, Victor Wembanyama, came in second, nearly becoming the first rookie to win the award. Wemby had 19 first-place votes. Rudy had 72. Now, Gobert missed last night's game as he welcomed his first baby into the world, but still a defensive masterclass was put on by the Minnesota Timberwolves to go up 2-0 on the reigning champions. The Denver Nuggets on the cusp of a stunning early exit from the NBA playoffs. Without the Defensive Player of the Year, Anthony Edwards and Karl Anthony Towns led the Timberwolves to a 106-80 blowout of the Nuggets in Game 2 of their Western Conference semifinal series. The Wolves held Denver to an ugly 29 of 83 shooting to improve to 6-0 in the playoffs.
It's been our identity all year. Little bit like smell blood in the water at times. Things kind of accelerate. They tried to counter with extreme physicality on their drives. We were able to take that contact, stand them up. Fouled them a little bit too much in the second half, but other than that, I thought we fought them, and that's what our guys do.
They kicked their ass. So yeah, it got away from us. A loss like this is tough. You feel embarrassed, you feel exposed.
Now, frustration spewed from the Nuggets all game. At one point, Nuggets guard Jamal Murray lost his cool on the bench and tossed a heat pack onto the court after a layup made by Cat. There wasn't a call on Murray as it appeared the refs didn't see it happen. A fine will likely be assessed. Many fans think it warrants a suspension. We're still waiting on the NBA to make an announcement. East Central High School was home to a memorable signing day this morning. 4 student athletes put ink to paper, making their college futures official. 1 basketball standout, 2 soccer stars, an exemplary cheerleader will represent the Hornets at the next level. And no one in this group is taking this moment and opportunity for granted.
It's really exciting. I've been dreaming about this day since the first day I came to high school.
College is something that I've always been very set on and that I want to go. I want to continue to further my education.
It's really exciting. My family, we haven't really had this before, so it's something new and something to experience with everybody.
I wasn't thinking about going to play soccer in college, but I guess the passion and God sent the opportunity for me and I took it.
So awesome. Can't wait to see them succeed at the next level.
All those doors opening.
Congratulations to them.
Congratulations.
Thank you, Mary. Coming up next, you've seen the screens at checkout. The cashier flips it around. They give you an option to tip. After the break, do you have to? KSAT explains the advice on when you should tip and when you should ignore that pressure. Plus, how do the digital kiosks work? To tip or not to tip? It's a bigger question these days, thanks to those little tablets that you see at the countless registers now.
Yeah, when they flip it over to you, a lot of those screens are in places or for services that maybe you think, do I have to tip for this? Did I have to tip for this before? So what do? Well, here's Myra Arthur with KSAT Explains.
You're in line to order, you go to pay, and there it is, the tip option. A little screen applying some big-time pressure. And it's not just for food anymore, it's nearly everywhere.
We put it out there and let them decide for themselves.
Lori Hernandez owns Oh Yeah Cakes, a custom bakery in Southtown.
Our custom cakes take about 2 months in advance notice.
Lori knows her industry is not one where tips are expected, and yet...
I would say 80% of our customers tip.
She added the tipping option to her app checkout system after customers started asking to leave a tip.
People accidentally skip the tip part and they'll be like, oh my God. And I'm like, it's okay, you just come back.
That little tiny app that we are all very aware is every place we go. So we don't know what to do. And we feel pressured.
Diane Gottsman is a national etiquette expert who happens to be based here in San Antonio and is currently fielding question after question about when to tip. including my own.
The conversation is regenerated about tipping. The technology is new because now it's everywhere. So is there a standard yet on how to handle that?
Yes. So the standard is as it has always been. The standard is going to be 15 to 20%. That's a standard.
But, and this is the reason for the confusion and yes, sometimes the frustration when it comes to tipping.
There are some opportunities that we don't need to tip, but we're often asked if we want to tip.
Let's say you go to a frozen yogurt shop. You fill your cup, you add the toppings, you go to pay, and then you're given tip options on that little screen. Or you go to a restaurant where everyone knows you should tip for service, but you buy a t-shirt at the checkout and still get the tip options. In those examples,
so that's not really tip worthy. That is just an exchange of a product. It's just like you're going to one of the department stores, you're buying a piece of clothing and you're out.
Tipping comes down to one word for Gottsman: discretionary. She says to think about the service provided to you. Is it a black cup of coffee or a latte made to your liking? Or maybe your order wasn't complicated, but the service was great.
We get to choose. We get to decide who gets a tip and who doesn't. A tip jar is the same thing as a tip app. And there was no obligation with this tip jar.
So why then does tipping seem more confusing now, more high stakes? Well, these apps added a little psychology to the mix.
Now we have options. Now we think someone is watching us behind us. We know the person in front of us potentially is watching us and is certainly going to know what we left when we walk away. So that app feels more, it just feels more awkward.
Tipping itself has been around a long time.
It started actually in Tudor England. When people would visit homes, they would give tips to the servants in the home that they were staying at. And then it spread to restaurants and other parts of Europe. And then it got imported to the United States.
While thought of as a very American thing to do today, tipping wasn't always widely accepted in the U.S. There was once an anti-tipping movement.
And so like 6 states passed laws banning tipping. And they were in the early 1900s. And then what happened was there were laws repealing it. And so by the 1920s, there were no states that were banning tipping.
Trinity economics professor David McPherson has researched the effect of the tip minimum on employment. In Texas, there's something called a tipped wage.
It's $2.13 an hour.
Yes, $2.13 an hour.
But you have to have enough tips to get to $7.25, and if there's a shortfall, then the employer is supposed to make up the difference.
That tipped wage is essentially an hourly rate that you receive, that as long as you have tips that bring you at least above minimum wage, that is something that will then allow you to go as high as, on average right now, the average restaurant frontline waiter, wait staff member is earning $27 an hour.
So tips are a huge part of earnings for those in the service and hospitality industry, and they're up.
Square reported just last quarter that tipping was up about 16.5%.
That's for full service restaurants compared to the year before. Tips were up nearly 16% for quick service restaurants. Square is one of the platforms used on these digital point of sale systems. It's what Lori Hernandez uses in her bakery. And yes, there is a fee for that. That fee is a percentage of every transaction, and it's based on the total, including the tip. So the higher the tip, the higher the total, and the higher the fee businesses pay for this digital service.
That little app does have some value because many people don't carry cash. And without that piece of technology, we couldn't use our credit card.
For Lori, it's not just more money in the bank, it's more money to offset rising costs that we're all feeling.
COVID's kind of died down, but inflation is really killing us.
The basic business model is rent is up 20%, food cost is up double digit, and labor is up double digit. On a very narrow margin business, that's tough.
What's also up in some cases is the percentages in these tip options.
I was just at a coffee shop where they had to start it at 20, and then they have 25 and 30 as your options.
Technology is making tipping easier when you don't have cash, but in some cases, it's helping generate bigger tips too.
And it clearly matters. It definitely does increase the size of tips.
There's a learning curve with any new technology, and digital tipping may be no exception.
I think we're definitely in a period where that is going to sort itself out, and the consumer in the end will make that choice as this technology continues to evolve.
How much you tip is a choice, and that's what Gottsman says to remember.
If they go above and beyond, they call you by name, they're gracious, they're friendly, they make your day better, you make their day better, and you want to tip, please do. The word discretionary keeps coming up because that's what this is.
$5.75. I wouldn't feel pressured. I tell my customers all the time, like I said, when it gets to tip screen, hey, like, feel free to skip that. And sometimes I do and sometimes I don't.
We asked our etiquette expert if there is an area where people should be tipping and that we don't normally think about, and her answer was yes. And here's one of them: pet groomers. So there's a different kind of tip for that. If you watch any KSAT Explained story on demand by scanning this QR code, do it. Go to KSAT.com as well, or to the KSAT YouTube channel. We'll be right back.
An arboretum project that will connect people with nature and also provide educational opportunities is moving forward.
Tiffany Huertas takes us out to the Old Republic Golf Course, where instead of clubs and tees, it's going to be known for its trees.
Great societies are built by men and women who plant trees under which shade they shall never sit. And so we're going to be planting all these trees, and my lifetime's just a small fraction of that. But that shade will be our children's children's.
It's a project that will serve generations of San Antonians. Thomas Corser took us around this golf course that is transforming into a nature destination.
It was a perfect spot for Arboretum. It has a lot of trees, it has water, it has 4 miles of cart paths on the property.
Corser is the CEO of Arboretum San Antonio, that is located in the heart of San Antonio's historic southeast side.
We purchased it in November of last year by a partnership with Brooks. They invested $1 million in the land, and we also bought a $2 million worth of property here as well, for a total of 188 acres. And by funding from the county, we got $7.3 million.
The space will also be used for scientific and educational purposes.
About 140 trees were planted here about 2 weeks ago.
Mm-hmm.
Why is that so important?
It's important because we've got a responsibility as an arboretum to show San Antonio and South Texas the breadth of native trees that can be planted here.
The project is moving forward. The master planning kicks off tomorrow.
Once planning's done, we'll get into design, and then we'll do construction.
While they are a few years away from opening up to the public, Corser and his team continue to study and explore this space. Tiffany Huertas, KSAT 12 News.
All right, now we're going to take a live look outside. All right, 88 degrees, went down 2 degrees in just the last few minutes here. 6:43 right now. Adam, what's cooking?
Well, it's going to get even warmer the next couple of days. We're going to be in the mid-90s tomorrow with the same amount of humidity. So we have some heat index values to talk about. As for this evening, still very humid. We'll fall through the 80s and then settle down in the mid-70s by early tomorrow morning. A cold front is just around the corner. We'll talk about when it gets here, what it means for temperatures. Actually, it'll be a little below average for a bit. We'll see you in a minute.
Adam Caskey has got a beautiful Mother's Day forecast for us because our hair won't frizz.
It won't.
That's the only thing I can promise.
Less frizz in the forecast. At least you have enough hair to frizz, you know. It's been a few years since I've had enough hair to really frizz up. But, hey, you know, that's life. Anyway, let's talk about our morning temperature trend, and then we'll get to how the high temperatures are changing. And notice we'll still be in the mid-70s the next couple of mornings, which is 10 degrees above average for this time of year, and an indicator of just how humid it is, because the higher the dew point temperature, the higher your morning low, and that means the muggier it is. Notice how by Saturday morning, back down to 60 for that morning low. So feeling a little below average for a change in the temperature department briefly this weekend. Today, or right now, I should say, 100 in Del Rio, 90 Cotulla, 93 Laredo, 92 in Pleasanton. We're starting to see more 90s on the map. And tomorrow, pretty much all of us are going to hit that 90-degree mark. We'll start the day at 74 degrees at 7 a.m. Patchy fog again, a little bit of drizzle, low gray clouds, another gloomy start to the day. I do think we'll shake free from the clouds even earlier. So by noon, 85, and then a high temperature of 95. We'll hit that 4 or 5 p.m. Here's the kicker, though. With this very high humidity that we've been dealing with, it'll feel like it's 102. And that's what's going to be basically the rule here the next couple of afternoons. We'll have that heat index around 100. Air temperatures hitting 100 along the Rio Grande tomorrow. Actually, 105 likely in Del Rio, and that would be a record for the day. Meanwhile, Castroville, Hondo, 99, 97 Lavernia, 96 Stone Oak, and Leon Springs, 95 for the high. However, once we get into Friday, temperatures back near average in the mid-80s, and then Saturday and Sunday, we're below average. Average high is 85. We'll be back to 80 degrees for the high temperature both Saturday and on Mother's Day. And a lack of humidity as well for a few days. Now, do notice that we still have that thick humidity in the air. Dew points in the low and even mid-70s. Corpus Christi, dew point of 78. They see that typically, or I shouldn't say typically, but periodically they get the dew points that high, being so close to the Gulf of Mexico. Locally, we have the dew points in the low mid-70s, some locations dipping into the upper 60s, but that's the exception. We will see a little break in the humidity. Remember, it takes humidity to make rain, but the potential is generally to the northeast of us and especially in East Texas in the days ahead. By the way, that break in the humidity, that's coming Friday and Saturday. Sunday, it's going to start to increase a little bit, but we're not going to be back at the oppressive levels that we've been in with those dew points in the 70s. Looking at the clouds, having a hard time really breaking up as we got into this afternoon. Eventually, we got into some sunshine. Then the high clouds decided to stream overhead. That's limiting our potential for storms this evening. Still that 10% chance, but don't really count on it. Big picture shows the action northern tier of the U.S. and around the Great Lakes, especially Indiana, Ohio, into Kentucky as well today. Our chances are 20% Thursday with the cool front, 20% Saturday, and then 30% chance on Sunday for Mother's Day. Notice those temperatures low or near 80, I should say, this weekend, then only mid 80s next week. So we'll have a brief period of 90s and then we get an extended break from them.
All right. Thank you, Adam.
We'll be right back. Big music news. Randy Travis is returning to the music industry with the help of AI, artificial intelligence. The country singer releasing his first new song in more than a decade. Travis had a stroke back in 2013. It left him struggling to speak and walk.
But now the Grammy-winning singer has a new song titled Where That Came From. James Dupree originally recorded that track but never released it. So using AI technology, producers took Travis's voice from an old recording and then just laid it over Dupree's singing. Pretty cool.
The organizers of the Austin City Limits Music Festival have a star-studded lineup for 2024. First, the headliners, and they include Dua Lipa, Tyler, the Creator, Chris Stapleton, Blink-182, Sturgill Simpson, Pretty Lights, and Leon Bridges.
Yeah, and other artists set to perform include Norah Jones, who I love, Tyla, Chappelle Roan, Orville Peck, Teddy Swims, and Renee Rapp from 2024's Mean Girls. The iconic music festival takes place over 2 weekends. Weekend 1 is going to be October 4th through the 6th, and then weekend 2 is going to be October 11th through the 13th, and you can buy the tickets right now. We'll be right back.
It's time to get your tickets for our first ever Texas Eats Food Festival. It's going to be this Saturday, May 11th at Smoke Barbecue. 20 local chefs are going to be there with food for you to sample. And keep in mind, this is a 21 and up event. The event benefits the San Antonio Food Bank. All you have to do is scan the QR code for tickets or go to TexasEatsTV.com for more information.
Oh, bring on the meat. Bring on the picanha. Oh, baby. I think I can make it now, actually. Previously, I didn't think I could go. I think the plans have changed.
I'm sure David Elder will be glad to see you there.
Yep. All right. Looking ahead, actually, on Saturday, it's going to be great. Low humidity, 60 in the morning, 80 for a high. Some natural shade from some clouds. That's good for the Food Fest.
All right, fabulous. Thank you so much for joining us. We'll see you right back here on the Night Beat.
Good night.
Neat.